Blink Publishing presents Sold in Secret, written by Charlene Downes and read by Lucy Brownhill. Prologue. May 2007. Trembling, I stood in the witness box. I could hardly breathe. I took a sip of water. My heart was thumping so hard, it felt like it would burst right out of my chest. Desperate to avoid all the eyes around me, I looked down at my feet. This was the first time I'd bought new shoes in years. Most mothers bought new clothes for celebrations, sweet 16 and 18th birthday parties, weddings and big family occasions. But I had to buy a new outfit to look my best for my daughter's murder trial. It was an odd thought, whirring round in my head as the barristers shuffled their papers and a deathly hush fell. This was my day. The day I thought we would get justice. The world would hear about my little girl. I thought we would get the truth and perhaps some closure from the ongoing nightmare which had dominated our lives ever since our daughter had skipped out of our front door 4 years ago, never to be seen again. I wanted an end to the misery of not knowing. The gnawing, sickening, agonizing, endless weight of not knowing. The weight had weighed down on me. I was stooped, weary, cowed. This was my chance to fight back. One thing I felt sure of was that things couldn't get any worse. But I was wrong. Today, the third day of the trial, was my chance to speak out. As arranged, a car had come at 8 a.m. to take me to court. The night before I hadn't slept at all. I felt wired, wide awake, lying in Charlene's bed, surrounded by her teddies and her Darren Day and Westlife posters. I thought back to all the times she'd sung her heart out, hairbrush in hand, as she gazed at her idols on the wall. She was near, so near. I could smell her in the pillow. I heard her ghostly giggle in the stillness of the lonely hours before dawn. And she was far, so far. Almost as far away as I now was from myself. The driver had played Kaiser Chiefs at full volume, all the way to Preston Crown Court. It had seemed somehow inappropriate, disrespectful even. "Ruby, Ruby, Ruby, Ruby," screeched the radio. And now, as I was beginning to recount my evidence to the court, I heard the same tune, over and over, grating and jarring, like a roadblock in my brain. "Come on, Karen," I steeled myself. "Don't let her down. Not now." I was her mother. She had just one mother, just one hope, and this was my time to be strong. I breathed again. I took another sip of water, and I swallowed the panic. Reliving the day of Charlene's disappearance was in many ways like reading off a script. I'd been over it so many times over the years, it no longer felt real. I looked across at the two men in the dock. They stared straight ahead. They didn't even look at me. Shouldn't they be made to look at me? I wondered. Shouldn't they be made to answer my questions? I held a tatty little photo of Charlene in my hand. My mind drifted back. Her kooky smile, her teenage backchat and her trademark giggle. What I wouldn't give for one last cheeky broadside from her now. I found I was suddenly ice cold, shaking. I had come here for the truth, for justice, for a shred of comfort even, for my family. I wanted to stand up in court and scream. They didn't know her. None of them did. I was here to fight for my daughter. But how could I begin to confront this? I felt swamped, sickened, helpless. Charlene was a child, a little girl. My little girl. The last day we had together, she'd been singing along down her hairbrush to her Darren Day DVD. She'd had a tantrum over one lost trainer. And she had kissed me, put her arms around me, and promised to be home safe. Now her memory was being picked over by faceless, nameless men in wigs, like crows with a carcass. So fascinated by her death. So disinterested in her life.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?